All right. Hanging out, Two for Tuesday. Mike here. Going to give you a big toast to say how you doing. All right. Now I'm going to start the watch party right here. So I'm just going to start a watch party from my thing to say hello and nice to see you. All right. Wendy's coming on to join us. And as soon as we get her video, we're going to get her going. Anyway, it is Tuesday night. Hoping that everybody's doing all right. It's another weird week, obviously, in this weird life we're now living. And Wendy's with us. So, Wendy, come on in, Miss Wendy. And
where are you? I know I'm in the dark here.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me share my screen.
It's scary.
Don't
dark and scary.
Don't be scared, little one. You're gonna be just fine.
I'm frightened.
Okay. Oh. So for everybody who's watching at home, hope you're having a good. Just hope it's sticking out. What I can't believe is it's 10 after 8 o'clock, and the sun is still out here in Madison, Wisconsin. So I certainly do enjoy that. Yes. Okay. So start with the hellos.
Hi.
Start with Bart. And Bart, hope you're having a wonderful. So the first toast of the day goes to Bart. 1, 2, 3.
I have to get
Oofda. Oh, Scott says, "Can I pour you a drink?" We got like three. We have to three drinks to do. So yes, you probably should pour her a drink. Please do. Thanks. Right on, Scott. With Stu and Sharon are into, and we'll be toasting to you in a second.
Yes.
4-2, and Mark's here too. Two for Tuesday. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Feeling good. I'm just trying to keep just trying to keep things on a roll here. Now that we're in the middle of May, and Abby, hello everyone. All right, Wendy, you're just going to be going like this. You're just going to be chugging. Wendy is going to be a cast member of Animal House in just a second. Christine from Oregon. Oregon or Oregon? Either way, if you're from Oregon, Wisconsin, hello. If you're from Oregon, hope you're doing well. I just was in Portland last year. Absolutely love it. Wonderful town and super cool people. And great music and the whole place. I really enjoyed.
Okay.
And to anybody on the watch party, Dan is about to mix his down there in Illinois. Ben Alienus, hey, hope you're doing well. John Dreishka, we'll get you a toast in a second. Greetings. Sounds good. Cheryl, birthday celebration for my 17-year-old kid, formerly band Memorial. Oh, Memorial Band kid. All right, fantastic.
Awesome.
We'll let Ben know. We'll let Ben know about that.
Happy birthday.
Ooh, and Iris, and another for Iris and Megan.
Are you keeping track?
Yeah. Oh, well, we're gonna go through everybody. We're gonna go through everybody's can we get you all drunk in record time? I'm already on my way, so might as well.
Afraid.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, happy birthday to your kid, Cheryl. That's awesome. 17 was a fine year for me. And then, all right. So for those of you that joined us for our conversation with Nick Redfern and his new book, the UFO, the Rendlesham Forest UFO Conspiracy, thank you for joining us. That was a real treat. Talking to Nick Redfern is always, because you just ask Nick a question and then you get like 15 minutes of a deep dive into the paranormal, and that was awesome. So it's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at that. Getting personal service from the valet. Ooh, and Wendy's drinking from the box, and I'm also a box drinker tonight. Wendy,
thank you so much.
what box are you drinking from? Yes, vintage.
The fine vintage of tonight is the Foster and Harvest.
Oh, very good.
Cabernet Sauvignon. And it is a value, an exceptional value, even for boxed wine. It was found at Aldi, and
Very nice.
It is not Winking Owl because I've graduated beyond Winking Owl, so it's a little bit more than the Winking Owl box, but not that much more. So,
well, I used to buy whatever they used to sell at Walmart, the oak leaf or whatever wine for like $2 a bottle. You can get it. So the thing is, like, just because you're drinking from a bottle does not mean it's better than the box. I have myself. I'm the Boda box tonight. I didn't have time to get out to the liquor store and pick up another bottle of scotch. I'll wait for Thirsty Thursday for that.
Yeah, the Boda is always a good little go-to, and it is Tuesday. It's mellow,
right? The red wine blend.
Yeah, it's a nice. Nice one.
I still measured it like the old man I am. All right, so Wendy, now that you're loaded, or at least now that you've got the weapons loaded,
thank you.
We can start shooting.
Thank you.
All right. Stu McCulloch, hello. I hope you're doing well in Ohio, Stu. Good to see you. 1, 2, 3. Oof da to you.
Oof da.
Sharon from Minneapolis.
Sharon.
Good to see you. 1, 2, 3. Oof da to you. This all the Patreons gonna oof da, of course.
Ooh, man.
Mark Johnson, Twin Cities man as well.
Yay.
He's been chiming in on my album a day comments because. So they have the album every day that people have been doing, like the challenge to the most influential.
Oh, I know.
I thought it'd be more. I was like, well, I could do that, or I could be really honest and be like, here are the first 10 albums I ever owned. Oh. So I'm going back through, and the first 10 albums I ever, like, no matter how novelty or silly or they are.
Yeah.
And today I landed on Slaughter.
Nice.
Here's a ridiculous thing.
Fine.
So today I went with my 7th album was the Slaughter album, Stick It To Ya, and I still have that T-shirt. I think, I still have that T-shirt. But the funny thing about it is, my wife's cousin is in an all-female Slaughter tribute band in Los Angeles.
That's so cool.
Called Slaughter. Is the name. And it was a funny thing. I was looking, she was in an interview in BuzzFeed today, and she's wearing like Slaughter, like 3 different Slaughter T-shirts in the thing. So and I'm like, oh my God, like you really do love Slaughter. That. You really do love Slaughter. So Mark Johnson, this one's to you. 1, 2, 3, oofda.
Oofda, Mark. Thanks for joining us again.
Abby, nice to see you. Hello, everyone, and
cheers, Abby.
1, 2, 3, oofda. Iris. And she's...
Was this a good idea?
Well.
I mean, I'm just saying, I think I should plan better and not be doing a 2-for Tuesday on an empty stomach.
You probably should have eaten something. Boss Meadery's hibiscus and ginger. Oh, that is good stuff.
So good. That's like one of my favorite ones.
That's a fine one. 1, 2, 3. Oof to Iris.
Oof to.
Let's see. Part no to alcohol poisoning. That's probably a good one. But it's all right. I mean, it's just wine.
It's quarantine.
Okay.
It's what we do.
Megan.
No, I'm kidding.
Chardonnay is my choice of poison tonight. Glad it's a wine kind of night. Megan. And for Megan.
How's it going, Megan?
1, 2, 3. Oofda.
I almost just spilled this right on my violin and my interface.
Okay.
That would have been fortunate.
George, here we go. One more. George and Terry, also patrons. 1, 2, 3. Oofda. And then John Drajga in the watch party. John from New York, from New Jersey. I'm sorry.
Jersey.
From Jersey. I know. I just always think because I think the pictures he's taken of always.
My God.
Unbelievable. Yeah. These pictures of New York. So I always think of him like that.
I need to buy some of his photos because I want to put some of those in frames around my house.
So John in the watch party. Cool. 1, 2, 3.
Cheers, John. Oofda.
The Weird New Jersey. I love the fact that they have a magazine. We need Weird Wisconsin to Weird New Jersey.
I know. That's great. Okay.
Oh, wait. Scott comes in. First albums you ever owned, even gifts as a kid, because then it would be a Chipmunks cassette for me.
Nice.
Right? I think I had a little record player, and some of the ones I had, the ones I remember listening to over and over were it was Devil with a Blue Dress. I had like the little single of Devil with a Blue Dress and Good Golly Miss Molly. Oh, Little Richard, right? Little Richard died this week. Good Golly Miss Molly. Little Richard passed away this week, 87 years old.
Oh, man.
And I had that one. I had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh, I can't remember. I mean, I just remember listening. I must have listened to, I can still, like, all the parts where Mitch Ryder's like, ah! Like, I can tell you where all they are in the song because I've heard it so many times. Melody's drinking butterbeer. Very nice.
Butterbeer.
Very nice. Up in Anago.
Oh, that's like the Harry Potter, right? The Harry Potter drink.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. No, my nieces were telling me about it.
Okay, I cashed out at the third movie. I don't think I made it through. I just made myself watch the third movie because it had David Tennant in it because he was a Doctor Who, and I know Harry Potter's great, and I'm probably going to read it with my child at some point in my life.
Yeah.
But
well, you'll be prepared for the butterbeer. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like cream soda or like a root beer, but
yeah,
buttery, if you will.
All right.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Melody can correct me.
Slaughter fan here. Well, Blast Elias was a great drummer. And I think he's now the drummer in, who's the Christmas band? The Christmas band that used to be Savatage. Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, geez.
I believe Blast Elias from the original Slaughter lineup is now the drummer in Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Verge.
Awesome. You know who else is a really good drummer?
Verge. Yeah, Verge is a badass. No question.
Yeah, he's awesome.
No question. Iris coming out. No, her first album, like my first album, was like a novelty single. Doctor and the TARDIS by the Time Lords was a Doctor Who single, and she's busting out the soundtrack to the Princess Bride. All right, so way cooler.
Beautiful.
Elvis singles over at Grandma's house. Mark, that's a cool grandma. I had to watch Lawrence Welk.
Awesome.
We had to watch Lawrence Welk at my grandma's house on Saturday nights.
Well, there's actually some good stuff in there. It like once in a while I'll catch the reruns, just channel flipping, because I still like to channel flip. I like the randomness of it, and once in a while Lawrence Welk is on, and I have to watch it because it's so flippin' bizarre. It's like, was this really a thing? But anyway, there's a lot of accordions in there. There's a lot of funky costumes, and I don't know.
Oh, from
it appeals to me.
Oh, like Lawrence Welk, the stuff that they did every week, like the blocking and the way they put that together. It's no question. Yeah. It's masterful live television.
That's amazing.
From the watch party, Jimmy, up in Anago. How you doing? It's butterscotch beer that he's working on right now. Casper.
What's up, Casper?
Speaking of fine bass players, Casper's up. Sometimes I don't like to play on the same bill as him because sometimes he busts out some fills that make me feel like I should practice more.
Well, I was just thinking about Casper because I was working on the Stardust video, and I was remembering that Casper actually helped me out with recording the violins that are on the album.
Oh, right on. Yes.
Because he was he assisted me with the engineering on that because I had no clue what I was doing. I've learned a little bit since then, but
I forgot. So for Stardust, we recorded everything at home, right? And then we mixed it in the studio. We had Eric mix it in the studio, but you
might have recorded the vocals in the studio.
No, I did the vocals on like a cheap.
Oh wow!
Like not even that good of a mic. So, but that was before I got the condenser and everything. Lemon Sisters. Is that I think I've seen their videos. Wait, I don't know what the Lemon Sisters are.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. Do they have an OnlyFans? Then maybe I've seen it. Oh
my God.
All right then.
Wow.
Why don't we play a song real quick? Or actually, why don't we talk? Yeah. Let's talk about a song.
Okay, I like that idea. I have a file that I'm trying to get to you, Mike, but it might not. I'm hoping I can get it.
All right, well, just keep uploading it. And so this is like the fourth or fifth song we wrote for the podcast, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was actually yes. It was in episode 7, I think, though, right?
Yes. So we wrote it for the podcast really early. It was an interview with the guy that wrote the book. No?
Episode 20.
Okay. Well, remember we were doing 2 a week at the time. So it still was pretty early.
Yeah, but episode 20. Well, we did, yeah.
And this is for an interview with Matthew Swain, who wrote a book about haunted rock and roll. Matt lives and works out in State College, Pennsylvania, if I know correctly. And he's also written a book on haunted colleges. And Matt's a super cool guy. Oh, The Lennon Sisters, not the Lemon Sisters. The Lennon Sisters were a vocal group on Lawrence Welk. They actually were John Lennon's mom. Bzz. And aunt.
Nice. I didn't know that. Really?
No, they had no relation to John Lennon.
Well, how was I supposed to know? Lawrence, I mean, that show has plenty of weird stuff.
Right. Lawrence, like, when I think about his voice or whatever, some beautiful music. Like, it was like it was like, I don't know. It's like watching Igor or something. So we wrote the song early on, and we've never played it live. Except maybe I think we played it once. Wendy and I were busking on State Street one day. So State Street, if you guys haven't been to Madison.
Oh, that's a fun story.
State Street's the main drag in Madison. It goes from the Capitol to the campus. So it connects the university and the government. And so State Street starts, and then it goes at the end of State Street is the library, the Memorial Union, and then Bascom Hill, which is like the original setting of the campus. Totally haunted. I just learned some new stories today, haunted stories about Bascom Hill, from somebody that used to work in two of the halls on Bascom Hill that we're going to add to the University of Wisconsin ghost tour coming up.
Sweet.
So anyway, so State Street is like only buses and taxis on State Street and naked bikers. I don't know if you guys. Do they have a nude bike ride everywhere? Is the nude bike ride like a national thing, or is it just a Madison thing?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Do they have a naked bike ride in your town?
Yeah, that's what we need to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
I want to know.
And because I remember I was doing a ghost tour. This is back when I used to like run the ghost tours myself in Madison. I was doing one right on State Street. We were right across the street from the Orpheum, which is a beautiful haunted theater. Built in like 1928, and I'm telling a story, and I'm standing like on like a bench or something, and telling the story, and all of a sudden, like
do you apologize to your microphone?
No, I apologize to everybody because I bumped it. All of a sudden, 500 naked people on bikes come past.
So great.
And I think it was mostly out of towners. So they're like, "What's happening?" And I'm like,
no, they're really out of towners. Is it like the Halloween thing?
No, the people on the tour were out of towners. So they were. Oh, okay. I'm trying to tell them a haunted story. I'm trying to set the mood, and then all of a sudden, there's just everybody's bait and tackle flapping in the wind or whatever, and saggy boobs slapping up, and I just, oh man. Oh. And I like turn around, and I'm like, and welcome to Madison, everybody.
There it is.
You know, like I've had that before when it was like the pedal pub, and just people are, but they have pedal pubs in every town, and so you just drunk and obnoxious people in the pedal pub drinking a keg, and it's fun. But like 500 naked people, it just was a lot.
That's intense.
Okay.
Very intense.
Sharon's like, I've heard that Portland has one. Okay, cool. Iris. Pretty sure it's just Madison. There never was in Utah. However, it was Utah. That's true.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't be my first guess for a place to have it, but then again, you never know.
Megan, the nude bike ride here in Madison is already haunting enough because it's just a bunch of old white men and they bike in front of my work. Right.
Oh man.
It's never like
not cool.
You know, everybody they worked on their bodies. They just came off spring break and stuff like that. You have an evenly divided men and women coming out. It's what's like when you go to the gym. I used to work at the Princeton Club here in town, and always the guys who would you always have just a little respect. Like I don't mind getting naked in front of anybody. To tell you the truth. We've talked about this before.
I'll vouch for that.
But it's a respecting of space and things like that. And like it's always like the dudes at the old guys at the gym. And I don't know if it's because everything hangs low when you're old and it's just like they're afraid of stepping on it or whatever. But it's just they're just also
they're just free. They're free with they're not worried about people judging them. And
it's not about judging. I think it's just putting it in your face. It's just like, hi, check this out. You ever seen one of these? Like, yes, I've seen one of those. I got one too. And why don't you move it to somewhere else? That's just what I discovered. I mean, I have nudity's great. I just like the space and everything like that to make sure that we're not juggling bananas would just be great. You know?
Juggling bananas. It'd be like bananas and kiwis, right?
Right.
Oh, God.
There's one guy every year who rides a giant bicycle. Or a giant
penny
tricycle.
farthing?
No, a giant tricycle. The penny farthing would be cool. The giant tricycle, probably not.
Hard to ride.
Yeah, especially.
A tricycle.
I mean, I have enough trouble with bikes as they are. Like,
you're not good on the two-wheeler, Mike?
No, I'm okay with the balance. I'm bad with the seats. Just
chafing.
Just they get them not comfortable. According to active.com, Scott looked it up. Thank you, Scott, for being our fact checker on this one.
Oh, he's awesome.
The World Naked Bike Ride takes place in 70 cities worldwide each year.
That's pretty impressive.
Old saggy balls, as my roommate would call them. Thank you, Iris. Scott, I say we go on tour. We got to go to every city that's got a naked bike ride.
Oh, my God. And you guys are killing me.
Yes. More like rotten kiwis. Oh, yeah. It's true. Fuzzy, too.
So gross.
Anyway, naked bike ride. A lot of fun.
Oh, just a hoot.
Okay, John says, not in New York or New Jersey that I know of. They do have a ride the subway without your pants day, though.
Oh, my God. What?
Not
Could you
right.
imagine?
Not right now. They don't, John. Right? They don't have like a. I mean, is the subway still going? Like, are there only certain lines still going in New York? Like, because the public transportation, I have no idea. The buses are still going to Madison, but everybody's trying to they're masking up. It's like it looks like ninjas
the buses are free.
When you go on the bus. The buses are free. What?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
All right.
Well, or maybe that was just for the first.
Okay.
The first order or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, they were saying that they were having it be free for everybody.
The buses are free, and everybody looks like it's ninjas in the bus because they all got masks on.
Do you have a mask, Mike, for when you go out?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I haven't been out. But not when I'm running, like, because I'm not breathing on anybody. But when I've gone, I was going to say the only time I've actually gone somewhere to be around people is when I went voting. And then I took my American flag bandana and I made a mask out of that. So I don't have an actual mask. I just have the bandana I've used with rubber bands.
Okay.
But that was that was the last time I was actually out somewhere because my wife's done the grocery shopping. Or we just did the Amazon. You can order from Whole Foods or whatever. So we just
the delivery.
Yeah, so we've done that. But that's it. Otherwise, it's just like the only time I mean, I'm trying to run by other people and not like, try to boop, and other people are just like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm the guy running around you, asshole.
Yeah.
Madison buses are free and only on the weekend schedule.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. Right. Because who's going to work?
I mean, they're just a reduced, they can't sustain, well, if it's free.
Yes.
They're not making any money. How are they paying their drivers? No, I'm sure taxes pay for that. But
Iris heard that in New York, the subway isn't 24/7 anymore, so they have time to clean them. Great. That's great.
Oh. And plus, I mean, I would imagine there aren't as many people commuting, right?
Right.
Like,
because a lot of people aren't working or.
Because they're not supposed to leave. They're not supposed to ever leave home.
And John came in, not 24 hours a day. They closed down for 4 hours to disinfect.
Ah.
So that's what they've been doing in the big city. Terry, here we go, Wendy. Terry.
Oh, sorry. I'm almost through this first glass already.
I had a double glass before I got upstairs to make it sure. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oof, Terry.
So Mike, I know that you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terry. I know that you've been working on your office. You've like changed your situation a little bit. So are you on a chair now or are you on a stool or what? Just because I'm wondering how steady your
I'm on
your seat.
I was usually in a stool in the basement for a long time. And then all my stuff finally came in. So it's funny here.
The family finally let you out.
Right. They let me out of the basement. So it's funny
where
I am right here. I've got 2 big umbrellas like on either side of me.
Okay.
With the light reflecting. And then I've got a green screen, like that actual green screen behind me. The camera's right there. The computer's right there.
My God.
And the room that I use for my study, that I converted into a studio, is not quite big enough for everything yet. So it's still all a little cramped.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure
No,
it out.
as you can see, I'm still, I didn't really have time to put stuff away, but it's just, I'm tripping over cables left and right.
I'm trapped here because if I move right, I go over cables. If I move left, I go over cables. If I move the camera like 3 centimeters, the whole, the umbrellas will fall, the hard drives will fall. The jig is up. The game is over.
The world ends,
Game
basically, is what you're saying.
Um,
Yeah, it's rough.
All right. And Terry said, Vino, Mike, indeed. Indeed, tonight is a Boda Box red wine blend night. I couldn't figure out which one to get, so got all of them. You know,
Nice.
I'm wrong. I have left the house. I did go to the liquor store a couple of times in the past month, and I just wore my American flag bandana. So I forgot about that because I'm like, oh, I don't go for groceries, but I go for liquor. That just doesn't feel like a grocery.
I mean,
it feels like an essential.
That basically is a grocery, right?
Yes.
They sell it at the grocery store.
Jimmy's, the Walmart's still busy, always up and at a go.
I hope that I hope that they're taking care of their employees by providing them with the PPE gear and stuff like that. Because
I think they should wear riot gear, like a sneeze guard. Instead of a sneeze guard, they should wear riot gear.
Yeah, well, the healthcare workers have those masks that like cover their whole entire head, almost like an astronaut.
Oh,
like going for spacewalk. Yeah,
I heard that
cool.
when you go to the hospital, it's a whole different experience now. With
I cannot even imagine.
Yeah, I hope I gotta go. On the watch party, Michelle says hi. Oh, and she's got a fun GIF with a hand bursting out of the grave, like waving in front of a tombstone. I like that a lot.
That's cool.
Okay, so we were gonna play a song one of these days, but we just keep on.
It's fine.
Bullshit.
We're chatting and we're it's like
chatting.
A party. There's that little warm up period where you gotta, get everybody comfy.
So
make sure everybody's enjoying their stay.
Yes. Well, so the thing is, so if you guys, if you ever saw the Buddy Holly story, or if you saw La Bamba.
La Bamba?
La Bamba.
Is it La Bamba?
La Bamba, La Bamba. You know what I mean.
You say tomato, you say La Bamba, I say La Bamba.
La Bamba, yeah. But if you saw those movies, they portray the death of Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and the Big Bopper in the plane that was flying over Clear Lake, Iowa, back in 1957? 1959. Like the news, Mason City Globe Gazette, rock and roll idols among the late crash dead. And so when we talked with Matthew Swain, who wrote the Haunted Rock and Roll book, and La Bamba is all about them bums. Yes.
Oh my God! It sounded like you said rock and roll.
I guess.
Sorry, I'm just picking on your pronunciation.
Sorry,
tonight.
I guess it was
no apparent reason.
I guess it was sucking down like a glass and a half of wine in 15 minutes is making my pronunciation all.
It's all good.
Squirrely.
It's making it more interesting.
Squirrely whirly.
Just put it that way.
Okay.
Swirly whirly.
So, when they passed away in 1959, people have seen like Buddy Holly, the ghost, like near his grave, in Texas. So, like it's the idea that people have seen the guy with glasses. They've seen Buddy Holly. Seen the ghost of Buddy Holly, and that was like, oh, that's kind of a cool story. I didn't realize what had happened with his wife. That Buddy Holly's wife said she was pregnant, and then when she heard the news, she was so distraught that she lost the baby.
Oh no!
That's what we talk about that in the song.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, that's in the song.
I'm like, not another sad story. Like, geez. Okay. Have some more wine, Wendy.
But what I think is really interesting though is that so the Eagles Club in Milwaukee, the Rave. If you've ever been to Milwaukee and seen a show at the Rave, that place, in the 50s and 60s was known as the Eagles Club. It was mobbed up for a long time because we talked about this before. What a great place to launder money, but a concert venue.
Totally.
Right?
So
Because you can
perfect.
say like, well, 500 people came, even if 100 people came, and then you just take that money and then say that 500 people came.
Cash in the
Yeah.
pocket.
So, before they went to Clear Lake, Iowa, they played in Milwaukee, and they played at the Eagles Club as part of that big tour, with the Big Bopper. Oh, baby, that's what I like.
Da 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 da.
Richie Valens, who sang La Bamba, and obviously Buddy Holly, and
Yeah.
and so they played there, and so people have reported at the Eagles Club. So if you go to the venue's got 3 different stories in it, three different clubs in it. On the top level is the Eagles Ballroom. It fits about 3,000 people, 2,500 to 3,000 people. And I'm trying to think of the bands I've seen in the Eagles Ballroom. Everybody from Iron Maiden to Monster Magnet, the Smashing Pumpkins.
Nice. Muse.
We saw them in the basement though. So at the top level.
Same
and then there's
building.
the rave, which is downstairs.
Oh.
And so the rave is like 1,200 to 1,500 people. And so we saw Andrew WK there. I saw Mr. Big there. Bush twice, I think.
I saw Garbage there, and I saw the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it was great.
I must have seen 25. It's hard to think right now because it was 25 years ago when I was going, or 26 and 27.
Yeah.
And then there's the bottom floor, which is like the rave basement, and that fits maybe 300 people. And so Wendy and I I think the only show I've seen down there is Muse. It's the only time I've been to the basement. And then there's like another level that has a pool, like far below that, and that's like an area people say is haunted.
Yeah. That's got all the spookiness.
But in the Eagles Ballroom at the top level, the big place, people going on stage have said that they have seen like a nerdy guy with glasses and a guitar like in the wings. So they're about to go on stage and they see the ghost of Buddy Holly in the wings at the Eagles Ballroom. And so Matt wrote a whole thing about that in his book, Haunted Rock and Roll. And I'm thinking like, oh man, this place. The first show I saw at the Eagles Ballroom was a Blues Brothers tribute band called the Booze Brothers.
Oh yeah, those guys were great.
They were great. And then I went there.
They were like a Milwaukee staple of entertainment.
Yeah, like they were at every festival.
They were.
But I remember going to see them, the Booze Brothers, and like thinking it's too loud because I was like 7.
Oh,
right. Well, you're 7.
It was too loud. You were too young.
Yeah, no, I was too stupid.
Well, and that was before people like gave their kids ear protection.
Right. Yeah. My parents never thought about earplugs.
What? Huh?
Yeah. Right. So anyway, this is a song that we wrote dedicated to Buddy Holly on that particular episode. And it's about, because the thing is, the day the music died, well, that's the song, the day the music died, is about, bye bye Miss American Pie, drove my shit. Yeah, you guys have heard it, right? We all have heard it a million
Once
times.
or twice.
Right. It's 7 minutes long. It's hard to miss. Maybe it's 8 minutes long. We used to end, in college, we used to end parties with that.
Rough. Oh.
We used to end, that was the last song we'd have at the party when everybody.
That was the closing time.
Like nobody, right. Like nobody could, like one eye open. It's 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. All the kegs are run out. You have your last drink to the day the music died. And we danced around with that. And sing, and then everybody'd fall down, pass out, and go to a Chinese buffet.
And then do their homework.
Right. Homework? Oh, that's right. Now, I was going to say, Wendy, you should have been a film major in college. Homework was way better than engineering.
Oh, believe me. Rooming with a bunch of like radio, TV, film people.
Yeah. Like
and seeing your assignments, like, oh, I have to watch this movie, and I'm like, I gotta do 5 problem sets. This
right.
sucks.
You'd have to do engineering homework, and we'd be like, oh, we gotta watch this like foreign film from 1958. What a bore.
Oh my god. Yeah, I chose poorly.
Anyway, here we are. So dying in Clear Lake, Iowa in February of 1959. The song we wrote about it and that Wendy and I are playing for you today is called Forever in the Snow. And here it is.
Had a moment. We didn't waste the time. I've never said goodbye to the child we'll never know. I never said goodbye. I'll be forever in the snow. Well, I am forever in the snow. And that'll be the day for love not fade away. And that'll be the day you will surely come my way. I never left you. I'm on a midnight shift without end. Words so soft and true. Until you're here, I'll just pretend. I've never said goodbye to the child we'll never know. I've never said goodbye. I'll be forever in the snow. I am forever in the snow. Surely come my way.
The feel-good song of the summer, Forever in the Snow from Sunspot.
Oh, hey, look at it. It's like magic. While the song was playing, my glass just
That is
became full.
You got visited by the spirit of Buddy Holly, and he's like, thank you.
You're a musician. I
think
like
your
you.
glass is not full enough, Miss Wendy.
Did he have that kind of accent?
He was from Lubbock, Texas. So yeah, he probably said piano. He's like, I really like the way you played that piano. Okay. And
yeah.
so just going over, Abby's got a good thing here. Has anybody doing the live stream for the Conjuring House?
Yeah, I haven't seen any updates from that, but I know our friend Mark has been. Abby, are you watching that?
I think she is. I think I heard her talking about it. Mark's like been running on the second monitor since Saturday.
That's awesome.
Okay.
See anything good?
Yeah, that's what I want to. That's what I want to know. Like, has anything been happening at the Conjuring House? So for you guys that maybe not be aware, so you probably saw the movie The Conjuring or heard about the movie The Conjuring, which came out 2013, I believe. It was great. It's based on these two like paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were a couple from Connecticut, and they went to the Amityville house. They went to England for the Enfield poltergeist. They did a whole bunch of And they would appear in all these like talk shows and things like that in the 70s and 80s. Anyway, so they made a movie of one of their adventures, based on what was happening to this family in Rhode Island. They moved into this farmhouse, and they had all these crazy things happen, and they were kind of blaming it on this witch, who they said was, burnt it, was like killed at the house in this, like the 18th century, Bathsheba. And that's the whole movie's based on that. And it's based on this true story of what happened to this family, the Perrons, P-E-R-R-O-N, not the Perrons. That's what I was thinking too, like Eva Peron, don't cry for me, Bathsheba. That's what I was originally thinking, but it's the parents. And so we've met on several occasions two of the people who were involved in the case, Andrea, one of the daughters, and Roger, who was the father living in the house, who's played by Ron Livingston from Office Space fame, right? Ron Livingston, nice.
Nice.
You've been missing a lot of work. I wouldn't say I've
been missing it.
Right. I said that to my boss once. I worked for the university. We could say things like that.
Yeah.
And also, like, I totally missed a lot of work at that job. Okay. Here we go. Coming down. Abby's like, yes, I am. I'm loving it. Shadow person and a ball being pushed off a chair. Ooh, daddy like.
That's cool. Wait, you saw a shadow person?
Did you see it, or was it like an instant replay kind of thing? Now I'm interested. Mark said they have nine panel and 4 other larger views of rooms on static cameras. So on last Thursday, I didn't get to the part where, the parents move out like 1981. As soon as they can find a buyer for the place, they move out because they had such crazy stuff happen. And then somebody else lives there for 20 some years, doesn't have the same kind of experiences. But then the place goes on sale, and this couple from Maine who are into ghost hunting, an ex-Marine and his wife, decide that they want to buy it when it goes on sale, and they buy it. And they immediately start having they start doing ghost hunting stuff there in their own home now, and weird stuff starts happening. Zach Baggins did a whole Halloween special last year from the Conjuring house. And now they're doing a full week of a live stream of all these different cameras with special events and seances and the whole thing from the house in Rhode Island. And last Thursday, I interviewed the guy that owns the house for like we talked for about a half an hour. And on the See You on the Other Side page, Facebook, where you actually might be on the See You on the Other Side page, Facebook, because we're cross-posting this.
Oh, yeah.
But I interviewed him and talked about what he had seen there and like their kind of plans for the live stream. So that's what they're talking about. Abby said everyone saw it. It was during a live interview. Okay,
That's cool.
That's super cool. I want to see the shadow person. I think I've told you all my shadow person story probably a dozen times. Yeah, I want to see it. And Mark's like, they've been interviewing lots of folks in a Paracon kind of view. All right.
That's cool.
Oh, Mark's like, was it the basketball in the library? Ooh.
Was it the candlestick?
I was going to say. I hope Colonel Mustard.
In study. Right.
Like, what did Colonel Mustard put the candlestick again? I'm not sure.
Oh, Mike. When was the last time you played Clue?
Oh, like 25 years ago.
I was going to say, not recently enough.
Abby. No, it was in the football. It was the football in the basement. Obviously. That was with Professor Plum with the football in the basement.
You have to ask a question, but you can't have a direct answer, right?
Right. So the Dark Zone TV is where they're...
The Dark Zone TV.
Is where they're doing it. And they have investigators. Like one of the investigators on there is Dave Schrader. We've met him at a dozen conventions, and he's a lot of fun. He's from Darkness Radio.
Great.
And he has this show called The Holzer Files. No, I just talked to Dave last week, and he even did a thing where like he had his daughter like do a live makeover on Facebook on Saturday. So something ridiculous.
Very paranormal.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
No, it goes to show that like during the quarantine, all things are possible.
Yes. Interesting. Scott says magician friend Sinclair.
Oh yeah,
Aiden Sinclair is one of the interviews on the Conjuring broadcast. I mean, he's a fascinating character.
Actually, we need to get him on our show because he's had like a residency at the Queen Mary.
Queen Mary, and before that was a Stanley Hotel.
So I bet he's got some interesting things to share.
Yes, and
paranormal folk.
And he lived in Madison for a while. And Wendy used to party with him when he lived in Madison for a while.
Yeah. I used to enjoy a nice drink at the local Irish pub.
Right, because he worked at the Broca. He worked at the Broca?
The Claddagh.
The Claddagh. Oh,
the Claddagh.
The Claddagh. That's right.
Hey.
And
that one.
They've interviewed Andrea Perron a lot. And
and I still wonder like how if it's true what actually happened there, why or how you'd be able to go back to that house, because
she's not going back. She can't go back because of the
what?
So it's just gonna be
she was.
It's over
They
Skype,
said she was there. They said she was there to give him a tour and stuff. I thought.
Oh really?
No? Was it virtual?
I thought maybe they social distance. I thought they were doing everything over Skype.
Oh man, I guess I'm stuck in the old fashioned. I was just imagining.
The whole thing is you're quarantined with the dead. Like imagine.
Yeah, no, I mean I get it.
Imagine if you had to go under lockdown in a haunted house. But I guess you bought the house, so like you get you get what you pay for.
Well, we've talked about it before that, do ghosts respect the social distancing? Because I don't think they do. I think they just go wherever they want to go.
Mark, she talks a lot. She's a woman with a lot to say.
There it is.
Oh, she was on site during the Ghost Adventures episode last October. Okay, I didn't watch that.
Oh,
I didn't.
So maybe I'm mixing my ghost programs.
Yeah, everything's virtual, so they're doing but I guess the Ghost Adventures. Anyway, they're doing. Did you see they're doing quarantine and Ghost Adventures doing quarantine in the Haunted Museum? So
that's cool.
What's Zach gonna find in the Haunted Museum? Some of the stuff in the Haunted Museum is really cool. Like, tell
us about your experience there, because a lot of people have been to Vegas. Oh, in Vegas, wow, what's going on there now?
Nothing is going on there now. Like, I think those
that
guys
makes me sad.
Yes. I mean, any place with any kind of Iris, can ghosts carry a virus? You think they wouldn't? They wouldn't need to social distance. No, they're still going to touch you. You know, the ghosts at the Orpheum, they used to play with the girls' hair in the dressing rooms. And so, do you think?
Nope.
Right.
I'm gonna go with a nope.
Do you think they care about the virus? No, they're already dead. They've already coughed themselves silly. Jimmy and Melody has said they've been to the Stanley. We were at the Stanley and the Queen Mary. Ooh,
oh, cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
I've been to the Queen Mary and it was really awesome. And it was super spooky.
I've been by the Stanley, or just, but I didn't go in because at the time, last time I was in Estes Park, I did not realize it was haunted. So I hadn't thought of it at the time. I was like, I'm like, that looks like a nice place. And then I was like, let's keep going.
Which place was it? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, sorry. I've been by the Stanley Hotel, but I didn't go in.
Oh, okay.
So last time I was at Estes Park, I just didn't care. We were like at Rocky Mountain National Park, and I was like, I got to get back before our tent blows down again, because our tent had already blown down. I had to remake it, and it was a pain in the ass. I had to buy a new tent. Okay.
That sounds fun.
Yes, it was. Whitewater rafting was fun. That was nice. Climbing a mountain was fun. Tenting was not. I would rather have gone to Stanley. Yeah. I would rather go to Stanley and have a ghost keep me up all night. But the Zach Bagans Haunted Museum.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the honest. You can the Skeptical Inquirer, who sometimes their stuff is bullshit, but sometimes it's good. They ran a really good article by a guy named Kenny Biddle, and his experience at the museum pretty much sums up mine. If you want to do a reading of it, I get it. But we go there, and it's a cool house, cool looking house, and we're standing in line, and we had to wait about an hour and 15 minutes to get in.
Wow.
And so we go to Las Vegas, we get off the plane, we get down to the Golden Nugget, and then walk right to the, it's maybe, a mile and a half, or from the Golden Nugget to Zach Bagans Museum, which isn't, it's not by downtown or the Strip. And so you have to walk.
Where is it? Like, do you have to? Is it cabable, or is it like
I mean,
walkable?
if it's walkable from because you have to walk by the big like the chapel, you have to walk by the Pawn Stars place, so it's definitely walkable if you're staying downtown. But if you're staying on the strip, it's gotta cap it.
Yeah,
because I don't even know or figure out the bus, but we just walked, and that was a bad idea because it ended up being below freezing in Las Vegas and snowed for the first time in 7 years that night. But we get off, we go.
Yes, your timing was unfortunate on that trip.
Horrible.
I remember that. That's sad.
Go to Las Vegas. Set up. We go a place, have a couple margaritas. It's fun. And then we're like, oh, what are we going to do today? I'm like, I want to go to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. And my wife's like, yeah, sure.
That's cool.
Because there was already going to be plenty of stuff. Like we got tickets for a show that she wanted to see. And so it was a good quid pro quo. Like, you come with me to this haunted museum.
Something for everyone.
And I mean, and I'll go see Jerry Seinfeld with you. No, I twist my arm.
Way to take
twist
a hit for the team. Such a sacrifice.
And Chris Angel. But I've dragged her to Zach Bagans, and we get there, and they only let like 20 to 30 people in at a time. So you have to go in with a group, and you just wait in line for a long time. And then like his whole crew looks like Zach Bagans. Like all the employees there are dressed in like the black,
the glass with like the Coke bottle glasses.
They don't have his stupid glasses, but they do have that, like the snapback hats or whatever, like snapback hats, the black shirts,
flat bill,
the black shirts with the pockets, like everybody there. There's a bunch of black SUVs there too.
That's hilarious.
And the tats and everything. So it's like walking into like a Korn concert. And he talks about Jonathan Davis in the museum. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, my friend Jonathan Davis showed me this. Jonathan Davis is a singer of Korn. And he's personal friends with Zach Bagans. And
naturally,
sorry, I bumped it. There's a form you have to fill out. There's a waiver. That just in case you get too scared or shit your pants or whatever, that you're not going to hold Zach Bagans accountable. Like, you're not going to sue Zach for it. So there's a whole waiver for it. And so we're signing the waiver.
Oh my God.
And my wife, who does not believe in this shit whatsoever, she goes, did you see that? And
that's the best.
I'm like, what? See what? Like, we're signing the waiver. And she goes, there's a little girl in a blue dress, like brown hair down in the middle of her back, running through the parking lot. And she just disappeared. So she goes,
and did you ever just think like she's messing with you?
Yes, of course.
Because that's what
I'm like, what?
Absolutely.
And she goes, see, your stupid haunted museum is stupid and it's haunted. And so
it actually is.
Immediately sees something, and then she's interested. The rest of the weekend, actually, we're looking up different things about the house because I guess it was an abandoned house for a while. It was a mansion back in the early part of the 20th century. Then it was abandoned for a while, and people because Zach, I think he's from Las Vegas. So when he's growing up, people said that there was like satanic rituals in the basement and stuff like that there. And that's like what they,
of course,
that's what Zach talks about. But in the history of it, though, we were trying to find pictures of maybe the family of, there's 5 kids that grew up there, was one of them. We were trying to see if we could find a picture of the family that grew up there.
Oh, yeah.
We could only find the parents. We couldn't find the kids.
And was there any other, anything else in that location, like possibly before that house was there? Like maybe.
Sure. I mean, but the thing is, we were trying to think of, were there any kids stuff around there? Because there's no kids at the museum when we were there. It was just all people are 40s and 30s. And were there any kids things near there? And no, there's a Walgreens across the street. There's a business next door that was closed. So there was nothing going on where there would have been a little girl running across. And so we were looking to see if we could find pictures, but we didn't want to go to the library or whatever because it still was vacation.
Right.
I'm not going to go to the
exactly.
the
well, you could
Las
do the
Vegas
research
Historical
later.
Society. Right.
You should have
we
had
did-
Chris make like a
sketch.
you know, like one of those crime sketches. Yeah.
No, she actually probably could have done that too. But anyway, so that was we did have a haunted experience at the Zach Baggins Museum. But
Well, that's awesome.
Once we got in there, it was like the people giving the tour. Let's say I own a haunted history tour company, and I think that Wendy does a great job. I think that I've got a lot of
Thank you.
really good tour guides who can deliver an entertaining experience while also educational, while also scary sometimes. Those tour guides did not have. I mean, you had like a different guide, a different guide for every room, and it was like, "Welcome to Zach Baggins Haunted Museum."
Oh,
Boo.
I'll be your serving wench, Melinda.
That's what exactly it was. It was like, it was like you don't have enough pieces of flair. You don't have enough pieces of ghost flair in your costume. So the guides were, but it was well done. It was obviously they spent millions of dollars to put it together. The Ed Gein cauldron,
But you,
I think, is bullshit. Like they had this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the guy that sold it was like a neighbor of Ed Gein. Charlie Hintz from Cult of Weird wrote a whole thing about it. So like I think the Ed Gein cauldron, like I thought that was bullshit when they had it on Ghost Adventures. So when you see it in person, you're like, okay, give me a break. But some of the other stuff, like
when you were there,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, my connection is being
okay.
wonky. All right, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just
I'll
gonna
ask
say
you after you're done.
Okay, the things that were cool, like, is in their doll section museum. Yes, they do have like a haunted doll, and that was pretty amazing. Like the haunted doll was amazing because it was a room that had like a spirit box up at 1,000 decibels. So you walk into like this spooky room, the doll, and then you would ask it questions, and then because it and sometimes like words would come out. So that was pretty spooky and it was fun.
Well, and so sometimes it would be like, die.
When somebody would ask it a question, it would like, so we were in there, maybe 5 or 6 people were in there with us, and somebody's like, it said my name, that kind of thing, and so that was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
And so they said like the doll had
they got more for their money.
the doll had a grudge though, so you had to be nice was the thing. You couldn't be mad at the doll, It was a funny thing. My wife wasn't scared of the whole thing, except there's like this one part that's just like a haunted house. It's just clowns, like a clown section. And it's like scary.
No,
and it's not a haunted section. It's just straight out of a haunted house. And so that was the only part that scared my wife. And the thing was, we got separated at that point. So then she had to go through the whole thing alone. So I thought, like, I'm like, this night's going to be shit. Like when we got separated,
yeah,
and the scary part, and I'm like, oh no, because other people were pushing through, and like I said, the guides were not great. That was the kind of they need to hire up.
And they have a room that's like just specifically for people with coulrophobia.
The fear of clowns.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Right.
Coulrophobia, not cool.
They have a whole room dedicated to Natalie Wood and the mystery of Natalie Wood.
Really?
Yeah. They have Jerry Lewis's like outfit from that. He made a movie about the Holocaust called The Day the Laughter Died, and he hated it so much he never released it. So they have like his outfit from that. They've got Charles Manson's ashes. Dr. Kevorkian's van, like his death van, which doesn't have any hauntings. It's just,
oh, that's fun.
It's just, if you're into assisted suicide or whatever. They have the whole, the basement of the demon house is there.
If you're into it.
So if you saw the demon house,
that's what I wanted to ask you about.
What'd you want to ask? Oh, the demon house?
I wanted to ask you, who in there?
Who in there? Yeah. And so like, is it $40 worth? If you like Ghost Adventures, it's definitely $40 worth because you'll see a lot of stuff that you saw in the show. It was
entertaining.
Right. It's about an hour.
How long did it take to get through?
I'd say our whole experience about an hour. So it was all right.
That's pretty good for $40 in Vegas then. I mean, you'd burn $40 faster at a blackjack table.
And I would, yeah. But I would have been slightly annoyed if my wife did not have a paranormal experience. Like the fact that it happened to her, not me, when I'd be like, I want to have a paranormal experience so bad. Where she's just like, oh, I saw a ghost. Like, I think that's what made it for me.
You want it too bad. That's the problem.
Yeah, so they don't show themselves to me. But Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum, I'm looking forward to seeing what they see. I mean, I like Hollywood history, so the Natalie Wood thing, I'm like, ooh, a Natalie Wood room. Dedicated to the mystery of her death, and like this clock that supposedly stopped at the time of her death and things. There's a whole bunch of stuff about Natalie Wood I'd never heard before. And we had just been listening to a podcast on the mystery of Natalie Wood's death beforehand. So that was kind of fun because then you have a whole room dedicated to Natalie Wood. And
you already knew everything about her.
Right. And then we're like, yeah, sweet. Yeah, the fact that Christopher, so it's Robert Wagner, Christopher Walken, and Natalie Wood in a boat. They all get wasted, and only Christopher Walken and Robert Wagner survive. Did Christopher Walken dance her to death?
So strange. Oh, God.
Did he put on some kind of dance? She got amazed and fell overboard?
When you started saying that, it sounded like you were setting up a joke.
No, I mean, those are the people who are on the boat. So...
I know. It's just, you're like Christopher Walken, Natalie Wood, and
yes,
and a pastor and a rabbi
show up.
We're on a boat.
An afraid string walks into a bar. No, anyway. So that is my experience at the Haunted Museum. Just checking to see. I've been talking bullshit for a while now. Does anybody have any questions, or let's go through Mark, the Star of India?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about haunted stuff either.
Anything, music and stuff. We're just kind of hanging out right now. The Star of India in San Diego at night is kind of spooky too. Old sailing ship. That sounds like fun. I haven't seen that.
Oh, cool.
The doll section. Yes, there is a doll section. Oh, you asked about that, and there was a specific haunted doll. But yeah, there's creepy dolls all over the place. So, Jim Seegert. Jim, nice to see you.
Jim!
I bet the House on the Rock is spookier, and it's not meaning to be. Yeah, the House on the Rock is such a unique story. And when's the last time we went to the House on the Rock, Wendy?
So, actually, I'm glad you brought this up, Mike, because can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry. My connection's being really bad right now. I'm finally starting to work my way through the American Gods series. Okay. And it's exceptional, I think.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, and I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I've actually never been to the House on the Rock.
Oh, I mean, that's okay. Like,
is it?
I feel like the House of the Rock, like if your parents were smart, they didn't take you there. Because they knew it was like a trap.
Oh, come on.
No, they knew it was like a trap.
But it's like a Wisconsin.
It is.
It's like, it's the place where people go in Wisconsin. And anyway.
I mean, I've only been there once.
It's only like a half hour outside of Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah? Only once, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Melody's like, we went there last October. Some parts are spooky. And then Iris is like, what the fuck? Yeah. She wants to go with you. Well, maybe we should do.
That's why
we should do like a field trip to the House on the Rock, and like maybe the thing is, I really wanted to do this.
That would be so great.
10 years ago, I really wanted to get into this. They had a American Gods party at the House on the Rock for the 10th anniversary. For the 10th anniversary of American Gods. Now, I'd read American Gods. This is before the TV show came out. Obviously, for the Neil.
Great book if you haven't read it.
Neil Gaiman wrote the book 20 years ago. Now, Neil Gaiman, his first. I heard that Neil Gaiman just is getting divorced from Amanda Palmer.
Really?
The news broke on her Patreon. And this is even better. So Neil Gaiman is the writer of he's the writer of the Sandman comic.
And co-writer of Good Omens.
Co-writer of Good Omens, if you saw that with David Tennant and Michael Sheen on Amazon last year. The greatest South by Southwest party that we haven't played at, but we've been to, I think.
Ever. That Queen tribute band was so awesome.
Fucking best. Nuts. We watched that band for 3 hours. We went crazy.
Oh, man. It was ugly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the most beautiful way.
Yeah. I barked in the street. But
You did. I saw it.
I was just walking. So Neil Gaiman, he also wrote that. He wrote the episodes of Doctor Who, Nightmare in Silver, and The Doctor's Wife. And he wrote this great book called American Gods. And so Neil Gaiman's first wife is from Menominee, Wisconsin. And Menominee, Wisconsin is this tiny, we just went to a paranormal convention there 6 months ago, but it's a town between Eau Claire, Wisconsin and Minneapolis. It's like right on the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. And so he lived there for, a long time. It's where his kids grew up. Iris says he's a nice guy from what I know. He came to Beloit College for the Science Fiction Club's big event. Well, that is nice.
Really? That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
What the heck?
Oh, and Sharon's like, you guys were robbed. He should have picked you. So we knew Sharon right then. I think that was probably in the first couple of years we know Sharon. And right. And so the thing is, like, they're having this party at the House on the Rock for the 10-year anniversary. And
wanted to be there so bad.
And they needed a band. And they had that wasn't like a competition, but you could submit to be the band. And Neil was there, and they just had a party at the House on the Rock for the 10th anniversary. Because American Gods, the climax of the movie, takes the climax of the book, I'm sorry, as well as like the end of the first season is like right when they get to the House on the Rock. Yeah. And the reason he wrote about that is because the House on the Rock is this place in Wisconsin that is just like, it's a cool architectural thing, first of all, because like this outstretched rock, like over a little cliff. But then it's like inside the house is just stupid shit. Like a merry-go-round. There's a room full of Santas. Like, I'm thinking about all the...
Let's be honest. The merry-go-round that sounds cool. That doesn't sound stupid.
Okay. You know what, Wendy? I am going to go to I'm going to go read off some stuff in the House of the Rock, and then everybody can be their own judge of what's cool and what's not.
I mean, the room full of Santas, that's almost as bad as a room full of clowns. Let's be honest.
I mean, that room full of clowns was meant to scare the shit out of you. Like, the room full of Santas is weird, but it's not meant to make you poop yourself.
Are you sure? Do you know that was the artist's intent?
No. I'm trying to see if I can find some pictures of them. It's just, there's a collection of just different things. Like, there's a whole room of player pianos, music boxes. There's hidden speakers with like sounds piped in from all times. There's a sea monster there. So
far, I'm finding this pretty awesome and not stupid.
It's kitschy. Okay, it's kitschy. Scott's like, I tried to take Wendy there for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's cool.
The place is chaos. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Iris likes the blue room. Mark says mannequins everywhere. Melody, doll carousel.
Oh gosh. Okay, no, you guys.
Yeah, House on the Rock.
We all need to go together.
Right.
I like Iris. We're going as soon as it opens up, for sure.
So everybody's like the House on the Rock. The thing is, the gun room. Oh yeah. Music machines. Right, everybody's coming in with the House of the Rock is kick-ass. So I guess maybe I'm the outlier here that I was like, what is this shit? So
it obviously takes more to impress you, Mike.
Well, it had obviously it had an effect on Neil Gaiman because he's like, this is the ultimate of weird stuff in America. I don't know what you guys are what you guys all doing. That's how he sounds. What's going on?
The preface of the book. The preface of the book says, I had to tame down my description a bit because I didn't think it was believable.
We're just gonna do these bad accents the rest of the night. What then?
Sorry, that was.
I'm gonna make him.
terrible.
I'm gonna
I
make him
know,
sound
it's
like
so
a
bad.
19th century Victorian, like buggy driver. Right in the house in the rock. I didn't know that was gonna be like. I could not believe it. I was so when I wrote it in a book. I had to tame down my description because you would not believe it, Governor.
That was too unreal.
It's completely insane. It's
Governor.
completely insane. It is. It's bizarre, and it's got to be energies
Did
tied
you
to all.
find?
I think so. I think it is.
Did you find any pictures?
Okay,
Okay.
hold on. House on the Rock pictures.
'Cause-
Let me Google images.
so-
Shit.
Hold on. So the weird collections aside, because I guess the guy like has all these weird collections of things,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know, I haven't been there, but what freaks me out is that I keep hearing about this room with like a glass floor.
Oh yeah.
So it's like hanging over oh yeah, no way. Nope. Palms are sweating just looking at that picture. Oh god. No. Not
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
So not
Wait, what are we showing right now? Are we showing the? Yeah.
I don't know what you're showing. I see your screen, but I don't think
You just see that, right?
Mike, what's that tab for Pornhub?
There you go. I told you. I was gonna say the Lemon Sisters. They have a many fans, right? That's where you can walk all the way out. There's a collection of birds or just weird rooms. So there's the horses.
Oh god. That's cool. Look at that. That's huge.
Look at that guy. Yeah, I want to be your friend. Hi, I'm your friend.
Okay, that's Oh, I heard about the little orchestra. What the?
This is the orchestra?
The little orchestra, like the mechanical, or it's like a mechanical orchestra or something.
Ah.
Like their arms move and stuff, and they
Well,
actually play the instruments.
there's your
maybe?
Pornhub
Or
tab
no?
right there, Wendy.
What the?
That's just a naked.
That's kinky.
Well, that's like a naked centaur. I like it.
With an elephant. Linked arm in arm with an elephant. Okay.
The player piano.
Giant strawberry planter. Oh, that's cool. Player pianos are awesome.
There's the angel. There's the weeping angel room.
Aw, that's cool.
And another. I don't know what the hell that is, but anyway.
There has to be more impressive stuff than that, though. I mean,
Well,
I read about it in American Gods. We're not to the episode yet with the carousel.
okay.
So I'm looking forward
Wait,
to that. But
hold
I have been
on.
enjoying that series.
Hold on
I
one
think-
second.
What the?
If
No.
this isn't some kind of occult shit right here.
What's the story behind like the person that created this strange place?
Okay, hold on.
I know we're already down the rabbit's hole. It's
Okay, and then we'll have to go back to like actually.
yeah, I know. I just want to know because it's very curious.
During the 1940s, a man named Alex Jordan discovered a 60-foot chimney of rock in the beautiful Wyoming Valley. It was here that he decided to build a house on the sandstone formation called Deer Shelter Rock. Jordan built the house as a weekend retreat and never intended it to be a tourist attraction. However, people kept coming to see the architectural wonder they had heard about. Jordan eventually started asking for 50-cent donations. That was only the beginning. The 14-room house is the original structure of what is now a complex of many buildings, exhibits, and garden displays. It can take many hours to walk to the house on the rock, and it's nearly impossible to see it all in one day. Among the collections of collections within is the world's largest carousel, boasting 269 carousel animals, including like a goat with like a naked chick's
a
body
weird
and shit
cult
like that.
animal.
Right, including like stuff from horror movies and
Yeah.
weird fantasies, 182 lanterns,
The
over
stuff of nightmares.
20,000 lights, and hundreds of mannequin angels hanging from the ceiling all around it. Alex was a collector all of his life and enjoyed visiting museums. However, he did not want the House of Rock to be a museum. He intended it to be much more than that. Through parts of the collections could have easily found their way into museums, the House on the Rock is more of a trip through the wild and fantastic imagination of Alex Jordan than a visit to a dusty, lifeless museum. So, it's this weird pervert
That's interesting.
named Alex Jordan.
Oh, Mike.
All right.
We don't know if he was a pervert.
Bart. He's totally a
But
pervert.
he had some kind of a creative, like, you know, bone in his body.
The overwhelming
As it were.
amount of things. Right. He's a hoarder of weird shit. Abby's never been there.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
maybe
but he,
maybe we'll have a CD on the other side.
Oh,
and a
Abby.
Sunspot Patreon trip.
Come with me and Iris and Scott. And Mike.
I'll go.
And everybody else who wants to go.
They have
Let's go.
They have a 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse mannequin too. I don't remember that.
That's
all right. Maybe I do want to go see that.
what? Wait, how it would have to be multiple mannequins, would it not?
Yeah, you have to have 4.
Like 4? Oh wow, that's cool.
All right, everybody's ready for the House on the Rock party, Wendy.
It looks like the field trip. Okay, we should keep an eye on when they reopen because it's
Yes.
got to be happening.
Okay. Well, let me see if that song came through
Check
yet.
on the. Yes, it should be in the folder. This is very scary.
What's scary about it?
Because it's like the last second nature of trying to get stuff done. And
Patreon field trip.
And
Hell
the
yeah,
file's
Bart.
always like-
The thing is, we should do a show nearby or something like that, like in the night. So we all go to the House on the
No,
Rock.
that's such a great idea.
Get drunk as fuck.
Well, and it's also where the Shakespeare Theater is. Oh, and
Spring Green.
and also Taliesin is right there too. So I mean, there's so many things. Like,
Dude, Taliesin is haunted as shit.
I need to go there. I want to go there so bad.
And so, the whole story
Not
about
just because it's haunted. I just
Frank
want to
Lloyd
see
Wright.
the place.
Right. So if you're a fan of the architecture, Frank Lloyd Wright went to school at the University of Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin. And we have a ton of Frank Lloyd Wright buildings in Madison. But his palatial estate or whatever, Taliesin, which in Welsh means shining brow, which means he was a pretentious asshole. And everything I've read about Frank Lloyd Wright, he is a pretentious asshole. Is in this, is just 20,
Interesting
20
life,
miles.
though.
Yes, interesting life. And the thing about Frank Lloyd Wright is that he married, he ran away with and eventually married the wife of one of his best Chicago clients.
Yeah.
And while he was out of town, her and her children were murdered at Taliesin. And that's its own.
So grotesque.
Yes, and their murder is terrifying, and that's its own kind of story that we'll have to save for a night when we didn't suck down so much wine and we can give it some justice. But no, Frank Lloyd Wright, and so Taliesin, people have at several different places on the estate have seen ghosts, to this point. And we tell the story on the Madison Ghost Walk. We tell the story actually at the Monona Terrace, where Frank Lloyd Wright designed the Monona Terrace in the 1940s, maybe the 1950s. But so he designed it in the middle of the 20th century, and it wasn't finished until 1999. So he designed this really cool thing for the city of Madison to be like this.
But it was controversial.
What was controversial about it?
Sorry. Well, just the fact that because when they actually built it, they made some modifications to alter it so it wasn't exactly the way that he specified. So a lot of the purists were like, that's not he. They didn't think that he necessarily would have approved of the modern enhancements But you know, you have to when you're talking about like it's on an isthmus. It's the most like concentrated part of downtown, right by the Capitol.
yeah.
Like there have to be concessions. You know, it's for a modern day now. Like I'm sure he wasn't envisioning it the way that it is now. So,
Well, I tell you,
Anyway.
I run to the Monona Terrace a couple of times a week. So
oh, it's beautiful.
yeah, it's something else. It's something else. So I go out there a couple of times a week, and I'm glad he did what he did.
Oh yeah, and like if you ever have the opportunity to be out on a boat
Yes.
in Lake Monona at night, that terrace, like seeing it from the lake, it's such a beautiful view, and it's a really incredible it's an incredible design. You know, I respect
Scott's got a good thing right here.
the work that went into it.
Frank Lloyd Wright was an apprentice during the World's Fair in 1893, where H.H. Holmes did his killing. And his son, Lloyd Wright, built the house that many think that Black Dahlia was murdered in. I wonder if there's any talk of a Wright curse. Well, not till today, Scott. Now there is talk of the Wright curse.
I guess we know your next book, Scott.
Yeah, there it is. The Curse of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Seriously though, that's a really good point.
Right. Don't fuck with the Frank Lloyd Wright clan. Or actually, don't fuck a Frank Lloyd Wright clan member. Iris, I'm reading Devil in the City right now. White City right now. That's a great book.
Oh, such a good book.
It's a great book.
I'm excited that you're reading that, Iris, because I loved that book so much.
Sometimes I wanted them to get
And actually, I was
to the murder parts.
Oh, and stop talking about architecture.
It was interesting. There's no question how interesting it was. But sometimes I'm like, I want some of that H.H. Holmes in my life sooner rather than later.
But the thing is, though, Mike, so I was just thinking about this the other day because, oh gosh, I don't know what got me on this, but I was thinking about the first Ferris wheel, which was revealed at that World's Fair.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was just a total disaster. You know, they overloaded it. And like, I can't remember because I'm sorry, spoiler alert. I don't know, but it's history. So I can't remember exactly what happened, but I want to say people like died, like, because they were so excited to get on this massive Ferris wheel because it was the first time, you know, metalworking where they could actually they actually engineered a design that was a wheel that big that could support that much weight and move.
Huh.
And anyway, I was just thinking about what a nightmare of a scene that must have been, you know?
You know, we're going to have to look that up right now because I want to know if the first time Ferris wheel went down, if people died. Like, that seems like...
Because seriously...
We should know about that right now.
I think it did. I'm pretty sure it did. And the thing is that, like, you picture everybody being... You know, like we go to Las Vegas and we go on all these roller coasters and
you do it like when you're
jumping
high
and all
too.
this,
Like it's crazy.
And you imagine these people who are like so excited and this is the greatest, you know, all of the best of humanity is being showcased here, and then they load onto this thing and it just buckles under the weight, and it's a like a horror movie scene.
Well, I'm not seeing it went that bad.
I hope I hope I'm wrong about that because maybe I had a weird.
The original Ferris wheel, sometimes referred to as the Chicago wheel, was designed and constructed by Ferris Jr. Ferris Bueller was actually the guy that did the world's first wheel. With a height of 80.4 meters, it was the tallest attraction at the Columbian Exposition, where it opened to the public on June 21st, 1893. It was intended to rival the Eiffel Tower, the centerpiece at the 1889 Paris Exposition.
Right.
Ferris was a graduate of some shit in Pennsylvania. He began his career in the railroad industry, blah, blah, blah. Where's the part where everybody died?
I thought there was like... Okay, maybe they didn't die. Maybe they just got injured.
The exposition ended in October 1893, and the wheel closed in April 1894. Was dismantled and destroyed until the following year. So, no, I guess.
Was this just so? Okay, I need I need to write a fiction about this then.
Ferris wheel disaster. We should look up the Ferris wheel.
Hold on a minute. No.
I mean, are you thinking about when those kids died at Great America, Wendy? Because I remember that.
No. No, I do remember that, and that was absolutely awful. But no, this was
Scott.
I
No,
was in that book.
Scott's our Chicago expert here. He's like, I don't think so. The wheel was credited with saving the fair. It was so popular that it brought in so many ticket sales until all those people fucking died, Scott. Don't forget about that.
Why do I have this in my mind? This is like a thing. I saw it on a
Ferris wheel.
I don't know.
Lots of deaths. Okay.
I'm gonna find it.
All right.
I'm gonna find it before
Wendy's
next
on a
2 for
mission.
Tuesday.
She's like, we got to figure it out.
Because there was a Ferris wheel disaster, and probably we should write a song about it. Because, I mean,
Okay, there was a fire at the World's
What a
Fair
nightmare.
that killed some people. Maybe we'll find that one.
there were. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting.
Okay.
Oh my
Mike
gosh.
sounds disappointed no one
All right.
died. I'm not disappointed, Bart. I'm like glad people died, but Wendy promised me carnage.
You do that. No, but you were the one that said that the book was too focused on architecture and not enough on killing.
And here you're like, no, but did you forget about the fact when the Ferris wheel came alive and ate those children?
What
All
is
right.
this? Why is this? Oh.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
No,
But I tell you what, we should, speaking of, let's talk about the next song real quick. And so it's already 9:30 and you guys have been hanging around with us for a long time. And thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
For all of
Yeah.
for everybody that hung out tonight. We're just having a great time talking around, drinking some wine, being silly. Okay, so here's how much Iris is breaking out the facts here. And this is so much text that's taking up
thank you, Iris.
It's taking up the entire screen.
I love it.
So
It's great.
The wheel opened on time and ran until November 6th of that year. A 50-cent fare entitled the rider a 9-minute continuous revolution, which followed an initial
Wow,
6-stop
bargain.
revolution as the attraction was loaded. With views across Lake Michigan and parts of 4 states, like you're sitting on the John Hancock building or whatever. To say that the attraction was a success is a bit of an understatement. The Ferris wheel raked in $726,805.50. So there's 50 cents fare. So like they
Profit
got
center.
$10. And adjusted for inflation, that amounts to $18,288,894.91. Not bad. Okay, that's fair, Iris. That is fair. And so, you got one more. The wheel fell on hard times after the fair, though. It was first moved in 1895 to nearby Lincoln Park. Crawling in my skin. Then sold in 1896 when Ferris died of tuberculosis at the age of 37. Holy crap. The guy that invented the Ferris wheel died 6 years younger than we are, Wendy. We got to get to work.
That's terrible.
And then moved to
Yeah,
St.
we
Louis
do.
in 1904 for the World's Fair. But by 1906, after 13 years of operation, the original Ferris wheel had fallen into disrepair and was eventually slated for demolition.
Uh-oh.
Burp, burp,
And then
burp.
everybody died.
Right. And then they all died horrible deaths. And that was it for that.
No, I'm not kidding you. I need to find out where this information came from because
Thank you, Jim. I love your stories and investigation into the weird. I'm making a pizza and it's a perfect dialogue. Trying to do what we can.
Pizza.
All right, sounds good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Thank you.
So we're gonna
Thank
have
you
to,
for watching,
we're gonna have to
Jim.
get into one more haunted story when we introduce the next song. And so
I'm so hungry. Okay.
I'm gonna take this story right from KSAT.com, where last June they wrote a whole a news story about this particular character who this song is about. So we first heard about this story when we interviewed 2 musicians from Texas who had a TV show on PBS in Austin called Strange Town, and they did their own version of Investigation. And so they took the Ghost Brothers to this place. And I know that Ghost Adventures had also been to the Seguin Hotel in Seguin, Texas. And I'm going to screen share the story so you can see the girl who this song is named after, Emma. Let me jump into that.
Also, we saw those guys. They were in an episode of, I think it was Ghost Brothers, right?
Yeah. And the show Strange Town was great. So I'm going to read you the story. Seguin, Texas. Wilhelm Faust was a pharmacist living in Texas in the 1800s. In 1874, Faust was staying at the Magnolia Hotel in Seguin, Texas for work. While Wilhelm Faust was working, Faust family friends Julius and Louise Volker and their daughter Emma welcomed Helena, Faust's wife, into their new Braunfels home. On July 22nd, 1874, Wilhelm Faust, who was in love with his wife's sister, traveled to the Volkers' home to kill his wife so that he'd be free to marry her sister. He rode on horseback.
God, what the hell?
He rode on horseback to the Volkers' home with an axe in his hand. Usually, when Helena stayed with the Volker family, she would sleep on the floor in Emma's room while Emma would sleep in the bed. For some reason that night, they switched, and Emma was on the floor while Helena Faust was in the bed. Wilhelm unknowingly hit Emma in the dark of night, killing her instead of his wife. Helena Faust was also hit with the axe in a near fatal blow that blinded her for life. Wilhelm Faust took off on his horse following the attack after he was scared off by a noise. Almost immediately, Wilhelm Faust was suspected of being the murderer because of his disinterest in who attacked his wife and his lack of participation in searching for the assailant. In October of 1875, Wilhelm Faust was convicted in the murder of Emma Volker and sentenced to life in prison. During his trial, Faust admitted to several other murders, according to historian and Magnolia Hotel owner Aaron Getty.
What a horrible dude.
Locals were enraged by the sentence and they tried to lynch Wilhelm at the Comal County Jail. After the attempt on his life, Faust was moved to the old Comal County courthouse. He was shot and killed. He was shot and killed through the window of his cell on July 28th, 1876 by an unknown gunman.
Through the window?
Yeah.
I didn't
know that either. Even until her death, Helena Faust never believed that her husband blinded her or killed Emma, even though he confessed during the trial. And so...
Well, how could you possibly accept... Like, how could you ever...
think that you married a monster?
Just even... Yeah! Like, the person that you love the most would do such an disgusting, awful, horrible thing. And why would he confess to it if he didn't do it?
So they still have paranormal investigations at the Seguin Hotel very regularly. And the thing is, one time, I think that this may have been on TV or in the Strange Town show, when our friends Mark and Billy were doing their investigation inside the Seguin Hotel. They actually had their Oculus. And so the Oculus is something that will like read words, like random words to you while you're doing it. And we did a whole session with them in, where did we did in the Buffalo Billiards on 6th Street in Austin.
Buffalo Billiards.
We did a session with them with the Oculus. But so the Oculus, you ask questions and then it just portrays random words. And the idea is...
Actually, Mike, I think it's actually
Ovilus?
It's called the Ovilus.
Ovilus, okay. Oculus is
Ovilus. The Oculus is like that 3D thing that you can get with a gaming system. It's like
yes.
Google goggles or whatever.
So I don't own an Ovilus.
We sound like we're 100 years old.
So the Oculus.
I just had to.
So after our discussion with them, we wrote a song about, like, inspired by our conversation with Billy and inspired by the sad story of, wait, let me find the file here. I just had it up.
Oh, man. The anticipation, it's killing me.
I know. No, trust me, it's killing me too. Where'd this... Oh.
I can't believe it.
Okay.
File took like 3 hours to upload.
All right. Inspired by the... Wait, I downloaded it. Hold on. Sorry, everyone. Wendy, say something funny while I look for the file.
Okay. Well, it's just, you guys are getting to see how the sausage is made at the Sunspot sausage factory. No, that's not right. But yeah, so with the quarantine situation, we're trying to create as much content as we can for you, and we're doing it under a timeline so that we have, we're trying to have 2 new videos every Tuesday for Two-Fer Tuesday. We're trying to have a few for Thursday, which please join us on Thursday, actually. We would love to chat with you. That's this Thursday if you go on the Facebook for Sunspot.
That's right.
7:30 p.m. Yeah, we'd love to chat with you there. But anyway, because we're producing lots and lots of videos,
yeah, this is like the 23rd.
There's a lot of technical challenges.
This is the 23rd video we produced.
So
in the past like 6 weeks. Okay, so I did find it. Good news, everybody.
Oh, good. Is it whole?
I believe it is whole.
It made it to you through the internet.
It did.
It made it to your rectangle from my. I went like this. I was like, catch here, Mike.
Oh,
here's the song.
Got it.
Cool. You got it.
Oh, Emma, it's time to go to bed. Tonight you're gonna sleep with your mama's friend. A quiet, peaceful night sometime in 1874. Oh, Emma, you weren't supposed to sleep on the floor. Oh, Emma, you weren't supposed to sleep on the floor. Oh, Emma, I pray you never open your eyes. Well, I hope you gave that bastard some kind of fight. Cut down by the axe of a no-good druggist. Oh, Emma, you died in the Texas dust. Oh, Emma, you died in the Texas dust. Well, I saw what he did and he ran terrified. But before he ran away, he took a blade to his wife's eyes. But she said she never saw who committed the crime. Oh, Emma, wrong place at the wrong time. I'm sorry, Emma, wrong place at the wrong time. But he never got that far. He never got that far. Oh, Emma, I hope you got your revenge. 'Cause you're the one guarding his soul's prison. They say he's trapped forever and he'll never leave the room. Oh, Emma, sometimes we still hear you. Oh, Emma, sometimes we still hear you.
That's pretty
Okay.
good, though, actually, 16.
The feel-good song of the number 2 feel-good song of the summer, Emma by Sunspot.
I'm sensing a theme here tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it's like as much as we want to bring happiness and joy and upbeatness to your pandemic world,
You're right what
the
you
fact
feel.
is that music isn't always,
Yes.
sometimes you got to have a sad song.
Right. Well, and we were talking about this before that the idea of a lot of music is to find the beauty in sadness, and so, but we're just trying to find beauty in everyday things. No, Emma was even though that was a grotesque story, and then we all sit there and look at this girl's picture. It actually was a fun song to write because we were trying something different at the time, and these guys were so excited about getting the Emma thing in the Ovulus. It seemed like we got the name in the room.
Yeah,
that they think that the room that Faust
cool.
stayed in is he's haunting the room, and that Emma is holding him there. Is part of the story that she's the one like he can't leave. And that was the kind of message they were getting through the Ovilus. And that was the kind of message that people like psychics have gotten. And so it's a powerful story. Sharon's like, I'm just going to read up on this one because I'm pretty sure I have Volkers in the family tree. Well,
she might be related.
Right. Stu, thank you very much. Melody had a fun time tonight. Thank you very much, Melody. We had a fun time tonight too. We are going to
thanks, Melody.
We're going to get rolling.
Yes, we went a bit long tonight.
Right, we went a bit long.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Because we're having fun. It's a Tuesday night. We'll be back. Full band. Ben's coming in on Thursday night for Thirsty Thursday, and we'll have some more music for everybody we've been working on all week. And then we'll have a new podcast out also this week too. And so we're just,
it's coming.
We're just staying busy and having fun. For everybody who's watching, we know a lot of you are already Patreons. If anybody's out there and interested, please check out patreon.com/sunspotmusic. And because it just helps make everything a little bit easier. And then we love putting out content. And the more Patreons we have, the more cool things we can do. I think that's the biggest thing, is that the more time we can spend making music, hanging out online, finding fun, and going to different places and making videos.
Yeah.
And we keep on working on it. We're going to keep on working with you guys to make all those things happen. So thank you so much. Please make sure you check that out.
And
when?
Stay tuned for the future House on the Rock Patreon field trip.
Yes.
Just saying. I'm going to look into that.
Oh man, I can't wait. I'm actually like, I'd like to go with the group instead of, who would I go with? Oh yeah. Yeah. That girl didn't even like me anymore. So it didn't matter. But when I think about those times, I'm sure I'd have a better time with you guys than I did at that time. And I can't wait. Either way, everybody keep on looking up, right? Things are hopefully on the upswing all over. We still have 2 weeks in Wisconsin from tonight before everything opens up, but it seems like things are going in the right direction. And we hope our friends in Minnesota and in Ohio and in Illinois and every place out there, we hope that things are going in the right direction for your area too. But either way, we're going to keep on doing our best to have fun and stay positive, stay healthy, and know that pretty soon we'll be able to drink beers, slap five, give hugs, play songs, and rock for everybody in person soon. And we want to do that sooner rather than later. But it sounds like
we miss you.
It sounds like everybody wants to do a House on the Rock thing. So that may be like, once we get the social distancing out of the way, we set it all up and we just have a big party at the House on the Rock, like an excursion. And we can definitely set up a paranormal weekend or something like that.
That sounds so fun.
Okay. So everybody out there, good luck to you. If you need anything, I mean, we're all friends on Facebook since you're here. Send us a message. Let us know what you need. Hope you're well. And we'll see you in 2 days. So one last toast. I mean, the last drops or whatever. But 1, 2, 3. Oofta to all you guys for being awesome. And good luck.
Cheers.
And have a great
thanks for being here
couple
tonight.
of days.
All right. Cheerio.